Hi everyone, welcome back to another one with me, Miss Whitney B. So tonight I'm coming to you guys to talk about self-mastery. So I just put up a previous video about identifying the voices inside your mind. And this is a whole series that Spirit kind of has brought to me and was like, okay, Whitney, you have accomplished mastery in reprogramming and in upgrading into alignment, and now going from like manifesting and working with the law of attraction to a deeper level of like integration and activation within the self through alignment to myself and integration into myself. And so Spirit told me that they kind of called me out because they were like, look, you've done this, you are now the master, it's time to go and teach your mastery, because there's so many people out there who are waking up and who need support. And I just spent, about 10 years going through a great awakening overall. If you guys want to hear about that, like, totally leave me some comments below, and maybe I'll get into some of my awakening journey, because there was definitely a time in my life where I went to sleep so that I could wake up again in a new way. Now, I never fully went to sleep. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I did. I always talk to Spirit. Spirit has always talked to me, but connection, the level of connection that I have with Spirit is unlike anything I have ever consciously chosen to experience. As a child, this was naturally a part of me. I didn't question Spirit. I didn't question beings, ascended beings coming. I didn't question astral projection. I didn't question telepathy or telekinesis. I didn't question any of that because I just did it. I didn't really know that everybody didn't do that until I got a little bit older and started showcasing my talents and my skills, and realizing I made some people very uncomfortable. And also that not everybody wanted to hear about these things. Anyways, so I guess I went into a little bit of my journey, but a little tidbit, if you guys ever want to hear more about it, definitely leave me some video suggestions below, and I will approach that subject. So today I'm coming to talk about self-mastery in the form of symbolism, semiotics. Actually, I'm going to read the definition for you, and then I'll talk about what it means to me. One second while I grab it for you. So semiotics is the study of signs, symbols, and their use for interpretation. So about oh my gosh, so about 10 years ago, I woke up and was ready to do tarot readings in a new way. I've always been able to read people, but I thought I needed something physical to be able to share with people so that I could connect with them, and they would give me a reason to connect with people. And so I started reading tarot cards, and I wanted to understand. So actually, let me go back 10 years before that. I started reading tarot cards. I've actually been reading cards since I was 15, but the level of consciousness and awareness that went with reading the cards that I had then versus the level of consciousness I wanted at 24, 14 to 24, those are two very different levels of awareness. And at 14, I was just excited and wanted to share and wanted to learn all these cards and what they meant. Where at 24, I knew there was a deeperness, and that just because that's what the book said that card was, didn't mean that that's what it was to me. But I had to go through this process of clearing and learning how to talk to the universe and talk to myself, and then understand how the universe was talking to me. So Whitney's Dictionary is what I created, and it was a notebook, very simple. I am a notebook guru. I love notebooks. So here's one of mine right now. It's conscious and creative. But I basically got out a journal and started taking notice of all the different ways that I receive messages from my higher self and from the universe, like spirit. So what I've come to realize for myself in this whole journey with understanding my communications with myself is that all that matters is that it means something to me. It doesn't have to mean anything to anybody else. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't have sign symbols and synchronicities that line up with a bunch of people, because I absolutely do. One of my favorites is a spider that falls directly in front of me, and I learned at a young age that that meant that there's a message. The spirit is bringing a message, and that this message is coming directly from the divine. And so that is a sign, symbol, and synchronicity that I use through animal spirit, through nature, through the universe, to let me know, to be a beautiful confirmation or a sign, symbol, or synchronicity to pay attention to what's being shown to me in a now moment, in that now moment. But I have other sign, symbols, and synchronicities. For example, 5 white cars in a row. I think you guys have heard me talk about this before in some of my other videos. But I asked Spirit about 5 or 6 years ago to give me 5 white cars in a row when this event was getting ready to take place. Actually, it was a person, when this person was coming into my life. And one day, literally one day, I was driving on the freeway and I look up and I am surrounded by a sea of white cars. Not just 5. Not so simple as just 5. But like literally, it was like 20 cars. White cars just all around me as far as my eye could see. And I was like, and I got this, like, all my hair on my body stood up, and my hair is standing up right now. It was such a powerful moment for me because I had said a prayer to the universe. I said, universe, I want to manifest this. I want to experience this experience. I know it exists. I know it's real. I know I can do it. I know I'm powerful. And so when it is coming, when it's here, when this person is the person, show me white cars surrounding me. Because at that point, I was so used to Spirit talking to me all the time. I was like, well, what deciphering? It was a way I calibrated to learn, like, what are messages for me? What are messages coming in for others? Because my entire life I've been receiving messages for others from Spirit. Like, you know, somebody's loved one or spirit guide or higher self will come in and be like in my ear, or sharing me visions, or, you know, anyways, different things like this that I would then share back out, or not, depending on how comfortable I felt with sharing it. But what I've learned is that anything could be a sign, symbol, or a synchronicity. That all you have to do is give it meaning, and then it has meaning. That is how powerful we are. That is all language is. That is all the sign, symbols, and synchronicities are. Like a stop sign, a red stop sign. What does it symbolize? We've been taught that red means stop, right? And then the word, the letters S-T-O-P mean together, spelled together, stop. And the meaning of stop means to not continue. And so all of these are just signs, symbols, and synchronicities that have been brought together to create meaning in large ways. And so you can do this with your own self. One of Spirit is asking me to detail out like different signs, symbols, and synchronicities. So butterflies are a really good one, and it's a pretty common one. Butterflies and dragonflies are about transformation and transmutation. So when I see a butterfly, I think, oh, transformation. But I particularly have learned to pay attention to when the butterfly comes across. What am I thinking, or what am I experiencing, or what am I doing that is a inspiration? Or is it a confirmation, or is it an invitation? Learning different ways that spirit communicates with my higher self. When I say spirit, I'm meaning not only my higher self and my spirit guides, ascended masters, angels, ancestors, but then also those of other beings who come and communicate with me. What are they meaning? And so I made my own tarot cards I want to say in like March, that are full of sign symbols and synchronicities for me. So I have a marble, a blue marble, and for me that means that blue is about seeing truth. It's the throat chakra, and then marbles are round. Well, it's a circle, and it's a perfect circle, so it's 360 degrees. So for me, when I saw that marble, the thought that popped into my mind, the thought that I had was, oh, this is about seeing seeing clear vision 360 degrees. So seeing something all the way around, the whole big picture of it all, and seeing the truth of it because it's blue. So I picked that marble up. I found I was like walking down the street. I live right by a school, and I was walking down there, and there was like this random marble, and I just saw it and had that thought, and so I picked it up. I have a good friend over at it's Mahogany Star Power, and she's a charm reader. And when I first started watching her readings about a year ago, she talked to me about how each one has a special meaning to her, and it's not about like whether that meaning resonates for everybody. It's that meaning resonates for her, and that's a way that she understands the way that her higher self is talking to her, so that she can see her vision more clearly. And so tarot cards are very symbolic of that. For example, we have the Temperance card right here, and the Temperance card is about union of opposites, balance, harmony, the balance of the duality. And so if you'll see in this card itself, this picture is all about balance. There's these balls that are in alignment, that are being balanced on this board that is sitting on top of another ball, and then all of these colors are balanced and integrated, still in integral wholes to each, but also integrated into the other in beautiful balance and harmony. And so this is a good representation for me of what balance and harmony is. When I think of balance and harmony, I think of things being in their divine order, things being having their place, having structure, not just being chaotic and all over the place, but rather solid, stable, grounded. So another symbolism is this 9 of Cups. Now, there are 9 cups, and which represent cup, the suit, or the number of cups, which is a meaning 9 all in itself. 9 is about fruition, things coming into fruition, things happening real quick, real fast, cause and effect. Also about balance, because if you're not in balance, it's going to happen really quick, really fast. But also, the 9 of Cups itself symbolizes a wish come true, a dream come true, something that you've been desiring from your heart coming true. And cups represent emotions. And so with that heart in the middle, it's the symbolism of something that the heart desires, and this cup being right here in the middle of the heart, and then all of these surrounding it. This is about the emotion, and how the emotion is the center of the heart, or that desire is at the center of the heart, and all these other things out here are in alignment to bring that out, to allow that to manifest, to come forward into fruition. And so beautiful ways, right, to create harmony or to create meaning and understanding. Now, it doesn't have to be tarot cards. It can be colors. Like colors are other frequencies and vibrations that I work with. I am naturally drawn to certain colors because I love the way they feel, they resonate so strongly for me. But that doesn't mean that if like, for example, pink, the color pink is the goddess energy color, one of the goddess energy colors, and it directly reminds me of Kuan Yin, the Ascended Master Kuan Yin, and she is all about compassion and understanding and nurturing and love. Now, there are many, many interpretations of pink, the color pink, and different shades of pink having different meanings. Like magenta is very bold versus a pastel pink that is more soft and delicate, not as vibrant, but still just as powerful. But the frequency is a little different. And then the meaning as well. And also, Spirit is saying, remind you to be free with interpretation, because what pink means to me may not be what pink means to you. And so Spirit is saying signs, symbols, and synchronicities are about trusting what it is that means to you. And then also asking yourself to expand and to create new ways to communicate with yourself, and signs and symbols to receive communication from yourself. They're telling me to show you things that are simple, and that, like a water bottle, for example, right? A water bottle to me is a container, and it holds water. What is water? Water is healing. Water is nutrition. Water is nourishment. Water can be life. It can be creativity. It's flow. It can be in many stages, right? It can be liquid. It can be vapor. It can be really a solid in the frozen form. And so Spirit is just, this is just a way to create a sense of understanding of the ways in which you interpret what you're receiving. And so Spirit is inviting me to invite you guys to take an opportunity to write some of these things down, so that you have it in a place where you can go back and see them. And also, as you go, expanding that list, right? And so I just seen the color green, and the color green is also Mother God energy to me, or divine feminine energy. But deeper than that, it represents the heart chakra, and the heart chakra and green. The green then also represents healing, and healing the heart chakra, love energy. Green can be love energy. Green can be growth, right? Grass grows, greenness all around us. It can be money. It means luck to me at times. Green is a lucky color for me. But creating this way of an understanding and interpreting for yourself, so that you have this center of understanding and confidence, and then a connection to yourself on a deeper level. Noticing, how do you communicate? What does pink mean to you? What does orange mean to you? What does a flower mean? I have one of my favorite tarot cards is the full bloom card, and it has a flower that is completely opened in full bloom. What does full bloom mean to me? Well, full bloom to me means fertility. It means abundance. It means fruition. It means like strength and endurance as well, because it went its full cycle and is fully awakened and opened. And then I also have a blooming card, where you're blooming, you're opening, you're awakening, you're doing the work to open yourself up, but you're not quite fully open yet. And so, again, these are just signs and symbols I use as ways of understanding to communicate with myself. And you're being invited to do the same. A lot of people ask me, like, well, how do you know what Spirit is saying? Well, how do you know? When they tell you things, because I have a lot of beings in my life who are psychic as well, and who are psychically awakening, and I get a lot of questions about, like, what did somebody say to me the other day? I keep seeing like a roller skate, okay? And so what I was going to say, like, completely flew my mind. But then there's this roller skate, and this person is like in a dream, and instead of walking, they're skating. And this person asked me, like, why would I be skating instead of walking? And they weren't even regular skates. They were like shoes. Kind of like those shoes from, like, I don't know, 15 years ago, where everybody like rode them and then they had to stop. What are they called? Heelys or something like this. But anyways, they're like shoes with the heels, or with the the things coming out of them. And this person was just like, why would I be doing that? Why was that like that? I would normally do that. I've never worn shoes like that. I didn't understand. And it's about like, what is that to me? That made me think of like a lighter step, kind of skating along, like floating along, and stop having such like burden. And then and not being so burdened. So when I saw that skate, I thought, or when this person was telling me this and they were telling me about like what was going on in their life and different things like that, I thought of that skate symbolizing like being less burdened, feeling less heavy, and being able to just kind of like allow oneself to float along and not be bothered by so much, not having such a heavy step or having so much energy upon them, where they can more easily flow through life and through their circumstance. Where that person thought maybe the skate was about not being grounded and not being centered enough. And so it's funny because this person is an earth sign and they're just like all about their grounded and centered, and with all the energy and all the awakening going on, there's a lot of shifting and changing. And so that can make people uncomfortable. I know my rising sign is Virgo, and sometimes I don't like to change either, and I get frustrated or I get uncertain. My sun is a Cancer Leo, right? Or a Cancer Leo cusp. And my Cancer likes to be really comfortable and feel very safe and secure before she like steps out of her comfort zone. And my Leo likes to do things very impulsively at times, like really passionately, really vigorously. And so parts of myself can go into discord or be at war because they're not in alignment. One part wants to run, one part wants to hide, and the other point is just like, oh, there's so much, how do I deal with it? And so it's about like creating balance with the self by having trigger words that snap us back into balance, snap us back into a place, a more connected, more grounded, centered way of thinking, because security is within yourself. It's not outside of you. It's not a person. It's not a thing. It's you. You are your home. You are your security. You are your own soulmate. You give yourself everything you need. And so it's turning back into the self and saying, okay, what does that mean for me? And so before I had this conversation with my friend, or this person I was working with, I call everybody my friend. This was a client, but I appreciated where this person was at, and I invited them to kind of feel into what it felt like what were the feelings around it? How did it feel while you were skating on this? What was the scenery? What was being invited? What was being asked of you to pay attention to or look at? And so that's what signs and symbols do for us. They invite us to look at, or to pay attention to, or to notice how powerful we are and how we create our world. We are conscious creators. Each and every one of us has the power within ourselves to create the world, to have our dreams, to have everything we so desire, and to create the things that we wish to see. And so Spirit's like, a lot of you right now are really full of creation and everybody wants to go out and change the world. Okay, great, but you gotta lay a solid foundation first. And if you're going out half-cocked without having done the work, so that you don't actually create a dictionary and don't understand yourself, or you haven't done the mental work to clean out your mind, or to open your, the spiritual work to open your heart, or to make your heart the center of your being so that you make all your decisions through your heart, like all this work has to come into play. And so Spirit is saying, slow down, breathe, relax. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. This is the point. Expansion is the point. Being uncomfortable is the point. That's how you know you're growing. And so the whole lesson, or the whole lesson in this is creating ways that you can understand how you communicate with yourself and how your world reflects back to you. So in the video earlier, or the previous video, I spoke about how everything, the whole universe is a projection of your own mind. And so it's kind of really funny, because I just seem like it's like you're masturbating yourself all the time by everything is a reflection of you, and understanding how everything is a reflection of you, and how you're just like constantly stroking yourself. But Spirit's like, no, we want you to know that like you're not just stroking yourself, you're stroking everyone. Like, we are one, we are all connected. No one of us is separate. And so as you're doing this work for yourself, you're doing it for everyone else. And so whether anybody else gets it or anybody else in your circle is doing the same thing as you, somewhere and many somewheres out in the world, others are doing the same work as you. It just may not necessarily look exactly how you thought it would or embody the way that you thought it would. And so this whole point is to create connection to yourself. And so it doesn't have to be a dictionary. Maybe you just journal, because that's the other thing is Spirit's like, we want you to take it out of your mind and put it on physical paper so that you can see it, or canvas, because I'm seeing painting, I'm seeing different forms of creativity. I'm even seeing food. And so whatever creativity is your like jam, that's totally cool. Do it that way. But Spirit is saying, please also expand. Like, if you love candles and are interested in a new hobby, maybe look into candle making. Or you love to sing or play music, or listen to music. Maybe you're musical and you don't know it. And just take some time to learn about how you're musical. Learning to get to know yourself and to expand yourself exactly where you are. Continuously meeting yourself exactly where you are over and over again. Signs, symbols, and synchronicities, signs, semiotics, help you to understand where you are, what you're doing, and how you can continue to support yourself, nurture yourself, and grow yourself. It's a way to check in and understand yourself. All right, guys, I would love to hear in the comments below, or to read in the comments below, because I read all your comments, different signs and symbols and synchronicities you guys have or you use as ways of getting confirmation or affirmation from yourself or understanding yourself. There are lots and lots of signs, symbols, and synchronicities, I'm sure, because Spirit wants me to talk about synchronicities in the next, or in also signs, symbols, synchronicities, and then different ways that they can come about. So I'm going to be doing a lot more videos like this. I'm going to try to keep them smaller. I get going, and it's easy to just share. But if you guys have any content you'd like to talk about, or any topics you'd like to see, I'm still going to be doing cards. I'm going to be kind of doing some new things, stepping outside of my own comfort zone. Cards are definitely my comfort zone. Wow, I love to channel, and I'm actually like quite talented at channeling. It's a definite talent and skill, which is how I even read cards in the first place. This is newer for me. It's just channeling as me and not using the cards. And so don't worry, I'm still going to use the cards, but I'm also going to be doing more of these face-to-face videos and just talking about different ways you can master yourself and upgrade. Again, there are many, many ways to do it. My way is not the only way. I'm not even saying it's the right way. I'm just saying it's what's worked for me. So I'd love to hear about different signs, symbols, and synchronicities, and even methods you guys take into finding understanding and connection to yourself. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Bye.